Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick it again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go, let's go.
Shooting, lights out. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. May 24th, 2024. Welcome to Shooting Lights Out. Hey, I know I'm a little late. I'm usually around about 4 o'clock. But had to get some more stuff because I had some more news and other things to put in the show to make sure I got everything under control. But let me be the first to say Happy Memorial Weekend. It's an honor to be able to do this show because people who sacrifice their life to defend this country, the freedom of this country, and we want to honor them, remember them on today, remember them all through the weekend with some great basketball. So let me do what I do best, talk sports, talk basketball, and move right along. And my man, Victor's in the chat. First one in there, appreciate you jumping in, my brother. Can't wait to give you a good episode. You missed the last episode. You missed your favorite segment because I did a flagrant foul on the used to be defending champs. So Victor, whenever you get time, you might want to go back and look at that video because I went in on the Denver Nuggets. So I know how much you love the flagrant foul segment. But got quite a few news and notes for around the hardwood, so let me go ahead and jump right into it. And to begin our around the hardwood segment, NCAA boards vote to accept antitrust settlement, sources says. The NCAA and the Power 5 conferences, which is the ACC, the Big 12, the Big 10, the Pac-12 will still exist, and the SEC, they all agreed to a deal that will allow schools to play players. So with that being passed, and also in the essence, the NCAA will pay more than $2.7 billion in damages over 10 years to the past and current athletes. What the sources are told ESPN. Sources says the parties have agreed to a revenue sharing plan, allowing each school to share up to roughly $20 million per year with its athletes. So there's some headway moving with college athletes. Could this be a good thing? Would this be a bad thing? We have no idea. But we are going in the direction of athletes getting paid, even those who paid in the past will be getting paid for their service and time playing college sports. So it's definitely a new age in college sports, not only football, basketball, baseball, whatever you name it. College sports is taking on a whole different look now that these athletes can get compensated for their name, image, and likeness now. So now how would they go about regulating this, paying these athletes? Still up for grabs, still to be debated. But they do need to have some regulations and rules to how they play their players. If you do schools, the NCAA needs some guidelines in to make sure that nothing goes awry when you're playing players. So it's good that you're playing players, but we need to make sure we have a set standard here. That way it doesn't get too crazy out of hand like it's been. So, but good for the players. They will be getting compensated as they should. But let's make sure we don't let it get out of control. All right. That's the only news I got for you when it comes to the college sports. Now let's head to the WNBA. Toronto officially awarded WNBA's first team outside the United States to be played in 2026. I talked about this, I believe, 2 weeks ago or 3 shows ago, should I say, when it was most likely when it's going to happen. So next year we have the Golden State Valkyries. They'll be starting in 2025. Then the year after that is Toronto. Still got to come up with a team name, logo, color scheme, all that. But I was trying to see what kind of team name they can come up with because the Toronto Raptors, because the men's side they're called the Toronto Raptors. So I'm trying to think of some dinosaur names for the girls. I could come up with one that would probably fit. But we're in the early stages here because I like what Golden State did. Their NBA team is called the Warriors. The WNBA team be called the Valkyries, which is the meaning of Lady Warrior. So I like that kind of set right there. I want to see if Toronto's going to do the same thing. I would love for them to it, but right now in my head, not finding one. Hopefully they'll find one. By the time 2026 get here, but I'm looking forward to seeing the first WNBA team outside of the United States will be in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Next, we got our players of the opening week on the east side. Elisa Thomas, she was giving you 13 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists a game, almost averaging a triple-double week 1 out the gate. And then on the west side, Nafisha Collier giving you 24.5 points a game with 10.5 rebounds and 3.5 steals a game. So she's not only doing it on the offensive end, she's doing it on the defensive end too. But I'll get more into the WNBA in our next segment. Plus a matchup between the two that happened this week as well. So that's it for our WNBA. Let's head up to the NBA. A lot going on from the NBA. Mother is suing LaMelo Ball for allegedly striking her son with car. So sometime earlier during the basketball season, during the winter time, a lot of LaMelo Ball was leaving the arena. And when he had to stop before he could turn out to go into the public, a bunch of people was trying to crowd around here, get autographs and whatnot. From what I read on ESPN, he spun his car in full speed to get out to dodge the fan base coming at him. And he struck a boy, and he still drove off. That's what I read in ESPN. I don't have no actual news or notes for this, but I'm saying what I read in the ESPN report. So the mother is suing LaMelo Ball. Son suffered, I believe, some back injuries, if I'm not mistaken, from what I read. She's suing somewhere up to $25,000 for damages that happened to her son. We should see how that works out because you got to be careful in these cars. I get it. Long day at the job, long day at the office. Don't want to be bothered by fans at the moment in time. Want to go home, be with the family, decompress. Putting in that work in the weight room, film room, the hardwood, whatever the case may be. You just want to get away, be with the family, get your alone time in, get your mind right. But when you're in a rush, accidents happen. In this case, that's what it sounds like here. I don't think LaMelo Ball tried to hit the young man with the car. He was just trying to get away, and then, things happen. So we'll see how this unfolds down in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we'll go from there. We got more news. The NBA closed an investigation into Thunder's Josh Giddey. When I seen this today, I can think of a lot of people who probably have a problem. So when it first came out, the police department of the Oklahoma City did their investigation. Adam Silver and the NBA took a step back, allowed the police to handle their business first. And they dropped the case because they didn't find no hard evidence whatsoever to charge Josh Giddey with anything. And for those of you who don't remember, a social media post that was posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, with Josh Giddey and the young girl. It turns out the young girl looks like she's supposed to be underage. It was a high school junior at the time. I forgot when this picture was taken and whatnot. And while Josh Giddey was supposed to be in the NBA. So police didn't find any concrete evidence. I'll put it like that. They didn't find any concrete evidence to pursue the case any further. So the case has been dropped. Same thing goes with Adam Silver in the NBA. They did not find no concrete evidence. Not saying there's none out there. Not saying that Josh Giddey is wrong if he was with the high school junior teenage girl. But from the police to the NBA, they found no hard, concrete evidence to do anything when it comes to Josh Giddey. Okay? We can feel how we want to feel, but the police department of OKC and the NBA themselves is telling us they didn't find no hard evidence to do anything, to pursue anything towards Josh Giddey. So as it stands right here today, as of right now, because things change, things have changed. We've seen it before. I ain't gonna call it no names, but we know a certain rapper out there is in deep waters right now. I'm not gonna say any names. But for right now, Josh Giddey, he's clear. He's in the clear right now. So you feel upset, you feel angry, you can feel that way. But the police department did their investigation. They found no hard evidence. The NBA did their investigation. They found no hard evidence. So Josh Giddey right now is clear of all charges. For right now. All right. New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson brought out by Donovan's undergo surgery. They both had successful surgeries. They'll be evaluated within a month and a half to 2 months. So nice to know that these guys, even though their season is over, they have successful surgery. They'll be evaluated in about a couple of months. Hopefully, they'll get good news in a couple of months, and they can start preparing themselves for the next upcoming season, as the New York Knicks are officially out of the playoffs last week. Here's some news that if you're a Boston Celtics fan, you're looking forward to. The earliest return for Kristaps Porzingis, we are looking at Game 4 in the Eastern Conference Final versus the Indiana Pacers. So if Boston can handle business like they've been doing, Game 4 could be very vital for a return of Kristaps Porzingis. If it's going better than the Celtics are doing, maybe you hold them out for the NBA Finals. Just a thought. But right now, we're looking at Game 4 for Kristaps Porzingis to return to the lineup for the Boston Celtics. News that broke on yesterday. And when it broke yesterday, my good friend Cole Johnson didn't like it. I didn't talk to Kool McKay. I didn't talk to my brother Eric Wilson to get their thoughts. But a lot of people don't like it. There are some that understand it. But Cavaliers have fired J.B. Bickerstaff after 5 seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers as the head coach. The word is that Bickerstaff and Mitchell didn't see eye to eye. Not in a disrespectful way, not in a I can't stand you type of way. It just said when it comes to how the team was being ran, just didn't see eye to eye. Donovan Mitchell is very professional. You don't hear a lot of drama coming out with whoever Donovan Mitchell's with. Even he was with Utah, you didn't hear a lot of drama coming out. They just said didn't see eye to eye. And we are in a time where in the NBA, players come first, coaches get canned. Latest example right here. They want to keep Donovan Mitchell. They want to try to get one more run in with him. I think he's got 1 year left on his contract. And then they want to make sure they can re-sign him because they want to keep Donovan Mitchell. They don't want to lose him. They don't want to trade him anywhere. Stuff like that. Nevertheless, J.D. Bickerstaff is now out. There is a lot of people right now who are looking forward to what goes next because a lot of people don't believe that he will be on the floor for long. He'll be somewhere else, either as an assistant coach, maybe also get another head coaching job. But he did get out of Cavaliers to the playoffs the last 2 seasons, so he was trending in the right direction. It just wasn't working out with this Cavs team. We'll see what happens with bigger stuff going forward, and we'll see what happens with the Cavaliers when it comes to Donovan Mitchell. Here's some news that doesn't favor the Indiana Pacers and their fan base as the series is getting ready to shift to Indiana. Everything's up in the air when it comes to Tyrese Halliburton, who left Game 2 with a left hamstring injury. Status is unknown going into Game 3. So that's not a good sign for Indiana. A lot of Indiana faithful out there. It's not a good sign and could be big trouble for the Pacers heading home. And finally, we get to this. Jokic leads all NBA first team. Luka Doncic and SGA set for Supermax. These came out Tuesday. So let's go ahead and break down the teams. All NBA first team, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Jason Tatum. First NBA team, all NBA second team, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, and Kawhi Leonard. And then third team would be Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron James, and Domantas Sabonis. Now, whether you agree or not, that's your opinion. But the people who opinions do matter. These are your all NBA teams, first, second, and third. You know, LeBron James, third team, Steph Curry on the third team. You got Kawhi Leonard on the third team with Anthony Edwards, interesting with Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis. But your first team here, the Greek Freak, Luka Magic, SGA, the Joker, and JT. So that's how we got for the NBA All Team. And that will do it for Around the Hardwood. Let us take our first commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to dive to the WNBA. A lot took place this week in the W.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Cowboys Talk.
The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved. Let me say that one more time, because you know it's true. The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved.
Dak Prescott is overrated and he shouldn't be paid, okay? And the same thing with Pollard. I mean, Pollard breaking the tackles at that 57-yard touchdown run. I mean, we needed that big time.
33 points in the fourth quarter. Let me say that again. 33 points in the fourth quarter. And that's off of 4 turnovers committed by the Colts. See, at one point, and the fact that at the end of the third quarter, it was 21-19, and the final score was 54-19. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, that is completely unexpected.
Cowboys Talk is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your Commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Monday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern, 2:05 p.m. Central. Exclusively on the Sertoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
Sports fans are gearing up, whether it be for the Madness of March, whether it be for the Super Bowl, or even a little thing called WrestleMania. You can get all that at Fanatics, where they have a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, the NHL, the NCAA, and the WWE. So go on and show that pride, that passion, that dedication fan that you are by whipping your team, your league, all your favorite players. Fanatics, official license, everything.
In a world where chronicles of the past are brought to the streams, whether the content is relatable or completely beyond your realm of life, there is no shadow of a doubt that this show is absolutely full of shenanigans. Get ready for
D. Willie in the evening,
this Sunday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern.
exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life-holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Showing the Lights Out, sponsored by Fanatics, Paramount Plus, and Lids. As you can see on the bottom of the screen on the ticket down below, get all your sports gear with Fanatics and Lids. With Lids, you can get free shipping with orders over $24. So go ahead and get your gear now. Now that we got the news and notes out the way, let's talk some WNBA because a lot took place this week. When I say a lot took place this week, I'm talking from Monday to now. So let's jump into it. Monday, we had two games on Monday. As you see, the Liberty took down the Storm, and then the Suns beat the Fever for the second time of the season. First off, the New York Liberty hosted the Seattle Storm, and the game that would have been interesting to see as the new look Storm still trying to get acquainted with each other. Skylar Diggins-Smith, Jude Lloyd, Narika Gumake, all trying to fit in, trying to find their footing with each other. And the Liberty took care of business, and in business at home, 74-63. Sabrina Ionescu, she finally had the coming out game that I've been waiting on. 20 points on the board, 8 dimes. She was 7 for 17 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3. You got 16 from JJ, Jaquel Jones. Stewie gave me 16. Both of my ladies combined for 19 rebounds. Banaja Lane Hamilton gave me 13. It was a very good game. Nikkei did not play in this game. It was a shot for her to play. The ankle was still bothering her, so she missed this game. Jude Lloyd was in handcuffs by Miss Hamilton, Lainey Hamilton, doing her thing like she did against Clayton Clark. 13 points. 5 for 17 from the field, didn't hit none of her 3-pointers, but she did get 9 rebounds. Skylar Diggins-Smith, only 8 points with 7 dimes. My ladies did a good job out of my Liberty. They got themselves, they stayed undefeated. You see the shooting percentages. There's a struggle for the Storm. It's a struggle for us, too, when it comes to 3-point shot. We only shot 13% from 3. We only hit 3 of them. But, hey, still early in the season. We'll find our rhythm. And then once we start finding our rhythm, getting together, we'll see. And then that brings us to the Connecticut Sun for the second time have defeated the Indiana Fever. They opened the season against the Indiana Fever. Now they go to Indiana and they defeat the Indiana Fever, dropping the Indiana Fever on 4. You know, but what I'm seeing here is, okay, Alicia Thomas, who was the player of the week that we talked about earlier in our Around the Hardwood segment, 24 points, 9 dimes, 14 boards. Can't argue with that. DeWanna Bomber, 22 points. Brianna Jones still working her way back, but she's being efficient with 8 points, hitting half her shots. Carrington gave you 14 with 6 boards. But what I'm starting to notice, Caitlin Clark is starting to find a little rhythm now. 17 points, 5 for 11 from the field, 3% from 3-point range, 5 dimes, 3 boards. She's starting to find a rhythm. Aaliyah Boston's not getting involved in the offense as much as she was last year, only 10 points, you know. They still trying to work some things out, but I can see the improvement happening for Caitlin Clark now. Okay? Still got to work on not turning the ball over as much, you know. But now I think her and Kate Mitchell starting to get it together as a backcourt, starting to find a rhythm with each other because they both came with 17 points. As the season progresses, I'm looking for Caitlin Clark to start getting more comfortable, and then we can start to see a little bit of Caitlin Clark that we saw from Iowa the last 2 years. Not fully. I don't think it will be fully because still got to learn how to get with the team. Her and Aaliyah Boston, once they figure out that 1-2 punch combination, you know, the pick and pop, the pick and roll, whatever the case may be, Indiana will start doing better. But even though they're 0-4, I mean, I say this like 1,000 times. Like, look who they played in their 4 games. Connecticut Sun, New York Liberty. That's it. They played them twice. They lost. So you lost to the second best team twice, and you lost to the third best team twice. Okay, it's all good because guess what? They threw the heavyweights at Caitlin Clark early in the season. All right. Now we're gonna see because I know she had the Storm coming up. She got the Sparks coming up before she gets to the champs. So we'll see what she goes. But I do bear they played the Storm already this week, so we're gonna get to that. That was Monday. Okay, you see the shooting percentages. Nothing too much to drive about here. Let's go to Tuesday. 3 games on Tuesday. The Atlanta Dream, shout out to Kool McKay. His Dream took down the Dallas Wings. The Mercury had the defending champs lost in Vegas, and the Sparks got their first win over the Washington Mystics. All right. First, the Atlanta Dream defending home court, getting their second win of the season, and then they do it against the Dallas Wings. I mean, Alicia Gray, 21 points. Ryan Howard, 15 and 10. I mean, she's doing her thing. Rainey Howard doing her thing, man. Coming off of rookie of the year 2 seasons ago, and she's continuing to get better and better. Tina Charles, 12 and 11, can't be mad at that. Cheyenne Parker Tyres, 16 points. They have a balanced scoring going over there in Indiana, in Atlanta. Now, if we can get Haley Jones in that mix, we'll do better. She only played 16 minutes on 2 shots, made one of them, so not gonna harp too much about that. Arike Agumawale, 24 points. I mean, she has no help. Both of your centers for Dallas didn't score a point. They went 0 for 5 with no points and only gave you 3 rebounds. Well, one played 7 minutes, one played 14 minutes, so I can see how that can happen. And Billings, 20 points, but I mean, when you're not getting any help from role players, it's gonna be hard to win in any type of basketball game. But hey, still early in the season. Shooting percentages, you can see 42, almost 43% for the Wings, 41.7 for the Dream. 3-point shooting is the difference in this one. Almost 32% for the Dream, 12.5% for the Wings. That is not good in any basketball. That was game 1 for Tuesday. Game 2 for Tuesday is the champs taking a first loss in the 3 games at home to the Phoenix Mercury. Now, they opened the season against the Phoenix Mercury in the banner night, getting championship rings and all that stuff, and they handled business against the Mercury. Mercury came back, and they said, not again. And Kalia Copper, oh my gosh. She went for 37 on the champs, okay? DT, Diane Taurasi, only 9.3 for 13. She struggled in that game, but Kalia Copper went in on the defending champs. I mean, 37 to lead the way. Jackie Young for the Aces, 23 points, 8 boards, 8 dimes. Kelsey Plum, 27 points. Asia Wilson, 21 to 13. Kia Stokes with 11. Still haven't heard word for Chelsea Gray yet on when she'll be available. But yeah, the champs took one on the chin. They took one at home. First loss of the season. And now you were down to 2 teams undefeated. As we continue on with Tuesday, you see the shooting percentages and all the team statistics. We have one more game. The Sparks got their first dub of the season against the Washington Mystics, who dropped them to 0-4 along with the Indiana Fever. Good win for them. And Cameron Britt, she only gave me 4 points. She made both her shots, but she made the game-winning block. What she was known for in college, she was able to block shots. So she came up big when it was time to come up big. She made the block that captured the first victory for the LA Sparks and beat 17 points, 18 rebounds. Wow. She is dominating on the inside right now. She's got to be averaging about 12 to 13 rebounds a game because she's always in the double digits and rebounding, double digits and scoring. She's doing her thing. Lacey Brown, 20 points to lead the way with 6 dimes. So first win for the LA Sparks. Can't be mad at that. The Washington Mystics, they got to find some answers because, like I said last time, they lost a lot of talent. Natasha Clouds with the Phoenix Mercury. Elena Deladon, she's taking a break from basketball. So they got to find some answers over there in the capital. And then we head to Wednesday. The Seattle Storm hosted the Indiana Fever. Thus dropping the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark to 0-5. I was looking forward to this matchup because I wanted to see how this point guard matchup was going to work. And Drew Lord, 32 points, 11 boards with 6 dimes, put on a show at home with the Indiana Fever in the building. Caitlin Clark did pretty good. 21 points, 7 boards, 7 assists. The killing turnover at the end of the game. Can't have that turnover. Can't have that turnover. But I want to credit the Storm's defense. They sent 2 to Caitlin Clark when she came off the screen to come get the inbound pass. They sent 2 to her, which forced her to miscatch the ball. She somehow tried to get the lead Boston, and it came a turnover, and the Storm walked away with that 85-83 win. So the Storm got their second win of the season. Then Ike Agumake came back for this one, gave you 22 points, 9 boards. Skylar Diggins-Smith struggled 1 for 10, only 2 points. But hey, when you got Drew Lord, who most people are calling the women's Kobe Bryant, you get nights like this, and it's hard to beat the Storm. 32 points, 11 boards with 6 dimes. I mean, you can't ask for much more from your point guard or shooting guard, whatever you want to call it, because she can interchange point guard and shooting guard, whatever. Okay, that's what she can do. All right, my man Cool McCain's in the building. What's up, Cool? You just missed. I gave a shout out to the Atlanta Dream for beating the Dallas Queens back on Monday. So shout out to them. So that was the long game on Wednesday with the Indiana Fever dropping 0-5 on the day. Let me get you the gold mama you talking about, Drew Lord. She went in. Here's the team statistics from that game on Wednesday. You know, relatively similar. So nothing to see here. Then yesterday, my Lively took one on the chin. The Kinetic Suns have now become the lone unbeaten team. And the Mercury dropped the Misses to 0-5. And let's dive into it. Last night, ladies and gentlemen, my New York Liberty, we took one on the chin at home. Just like the Aces did 2 days ago, we took one on the chin. Our 5th game of the season came up with an L against the Chicago Sky. And with that, you see Marbury with 21.7 rebounds, 7 dimes. And then you have Angel Reese, 13 points. 3 for 10 from the field, which means she was going to the line a lot. And that's saying a lot because Jacquel Jones, was in foul trouble. She picked up 5 fouls. I mean, she almost fouled out the game. So Angel Reese made use of the free throw line. Can't say nothing there about that. I mean, you can get to the free throw line, go for it. And she made her free throws, okay? And she also gave you 9 boards. But we took one on the chin, you know. Stewie only gave me 18 points, 10. It's a very quiet 18-10 from Stewie because I didn't hear her name a lot, okay, when it came to the game yesterday. Sabrina tried to get us in there, tried to do her thing with 19 points, 8 for 20 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3. Courtney Velisu has been very slow out the gate, I must say. I don't know if the A's finally caught up to her and she can't go like she used to. I don't know what it is, but she's been very slow out the gate. she's been slow out the gate. Looking forward to seeing if she can get it going as the season progresses. And Banaja Laney Hamilton, only 9.3 for 9. Her worst game of the season thus far. We took one on the chin, man. Shout out to Teresa Witherspoon, who said after her win against the New York Liberty that she would always be a New York Liberty. And she was a dynamite when she was with the New York Liberty. Okay, so Teresa Witherspoon, congratulations. You got your team. You got your Chicago Sky believing. They got 2 wins out of 3 games. And they beat the second best team in all of the WNBA in their backyard. So, shout out to you guys. And man, our shooting percentage is good. So, 8 from 22 from 3. That's not New York Liberty basketball. Shooting 13 for 20 from the free throw line. That's not New York Liberty basketball. So, yeah. Give the credit to the fact that both teams shot 13 for 20 from the free throw line is ridiculous in a sense because you shouldn't be in the 60s shooting free throws. But it's not New York Liberty basketball, and we paid the price. We took a L. Our first L of the season. That was game 1 of Thursday. Game 2 of Thursday featured the long undefeated team in DW, that is Connecticut Sun, defending home court in overtime over the Minnesota Lynx, 83-82. The battle of the players of the week in the W. Those of you who are just joining in, the WNBA announced players of the week. For the Minnesota Lynx, it was Nafisha Collier, and for the Connecticut Suns, Alicia Thomas. So these two got to go head-to-head. And, man, you see a Collier, 31 points, 11 boards. You can't ask for much more than that on the road. Williams gave you 19, but it's the Connecticut Suns, and here's the problem. Cool. We tried to warn them. Game 1 of it has finally happened yesterday. Dawana Obama, 20 points. Alicia Thomas, 13, 7 boards, 18, 13, 7 boards, and 5 assists. And then Brianna Jones, 19 points with 6 boards and 5 assists. There goes that third member, man. Cool McKay was trying to warn y'all about once Jones started getting the cranny and getting back in her rhythm, Connecticut gonna be a problem. This is why they're the 3rd best team in the WNBA. Now they starting to get double-digit figures from Brianna Jones. Good luck. Good luck beating them. Okay? Because when them 3 are working together as a unit, look, it's over. Because that's 3 scores. And guess what? Jones can go inside and dominate. Alicia Thompson can go inside and outside and dominate. And Bonner can go inside and outside and dominate. So you got 3 players who can dominate inside and 2 who can step out outside and let the 3rd member dominate inside and the other 2 that's control the outside. Look, if Connecticut take out my New York Liberty and get to the WNBA Finals, I won't be mad because I know what type of team the Suns are. I just know what type of team they are. And to be honest, if Jones doesn't get hurt during the season last year, we would have been in a fist fight trying to get to the NBA Finals to face the Las Vegas Aces. Just letting you know. So the battle for 2 and 3 is going to be, actually the battle for 1, 2, and 3 is going to be interesting now that the Aces lost at home and then we lost at home, and the only undefeated team is the Connecticut Suns at 4-0. So it's going to be interesting at the top for sure. And you look at the shooting percentages, when you shoot 19% on the road, that's a tough one to overcome. You only lost by 1 if you're Minnesota. So if there's a silver lining, so to speak, in the loss, you shot 19% from 3 on the road and you only lost by 1 in overtime. So whatever you was doing elsewhere outside of 3, you was doing very well. It just Connecticut was a little bit better. Okay. So that's something you can take with you. Like, if we can shoot better from the outside, or maybe turn some of the 3-point attempts instead of having 21 3-point attempts, maybe take 18 3-point attempts and turn them other 3 into 2-point baskets, we having a different conversation. That's something to think about if you're a Minnesota fan. So either try to make your 3-point shots or just take a little less. I ain't saying take a lot less. Take like 3 shots less and turn them into, 2-pointers, drives, and maybe get to the foul. We're having a different conversation yet, and there'll be no undefeated teams in the W right now. But nevertheless, Connecticut, the lone unbeaten team. That was game 2 of Thursday. Game 3 of last night featured the Phoenix Mercury hosting the Washington Mystics. And the Mystics, they just can't buy a win right now. They are dropping the oil fight with the Indiana Fever, and they just can't buy a win. They trying, they fighting, just like the Indiana Fever. They trying, they fighting. They just can't buy one right now. DT, after she struggled against the champs and the W in Vegas, came home and gave you 20 with 6 boards, and then Copper continues to be a stud that she is, 20 points, 5 boards, and then Natasha Cloud gets to face her former team, 14 points with 10 assists and 5 rebounds. And I'm pretty sure those of you who stayed up in the DC area watch this game are really mad right now that Natasha Cloud is up in Phoenix right now instead of with y'all, because y'all probably would have won a game or 2 by now if you still had Natasha Cloud. But you don't, and then she got to meet you, and she gave you a double-double. That's got to sting if you're a Mystics fan. That's got to sting a lot. Okay? But, hey, shout out to Phoenix, man. 3-1 on the season. They took their first L to the champs. They came back and beat the champs, and they won 2 more games. So and this was without Brittany Griner in the lineup. Brittany Griner is not in the lineup. We still waiting on word on when she's going to come back into the lineup. Could be a month from now, 2 months from now. But Brittany Griner ain't even in the lineup yet. And they 3-1. So look out for Phoenix. They're coming. All right, you see the Super Sins and stuff like that. Now, upcoming games tonight. 1 game tonight. The Indiana Fever trying to get off the schneid, trying to get their first win. If they do so, they'll be out in California in the City of Angels against the Los Angeles Sparks. It's going to be an interesting one to see Caitlin Clark, Leah Boston. On one side, you have Lexi Brown, Kia Nurse, Cameron Brick. On the other side, with Hanby man in the middle. So Hanby versus Boston is going to be interesting. I want to see what Alexi Brown does against Caitlin Clark. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. And then what does Rakita Jackson fit in this game when she comes off the bench? Because if she comes in and provide a spark for the Sparks, pun intended, heavily intended, Indiana could be 0-6. 0-6 before they face the champs. And when it comes to the champs, they don't like losing. So just letting you know. So for the next 3 opponents that's going to face the Las Vegas Aces, be prepared to deal with some angry aces, okay? Just letting you know. So that's the only game tonight. Tomorrow we got 5 games. Game 1, that'll be on CBS. The New York Liberty taking on the Minnesota Lynx. Both teams coming off losses. One team's going to bounce back. The other team going to be suffering their second loss of the season. Back-to-back losses, by the way. So we'll see how that goes at 1 p.m. And then on CBS Sports Network tomorrow night, 8 p.m., the Connecticut Sun continue their undefeated streak against the Chicago Stars down in Chi-Town. Chi-Town is going to be rocking. Angel Reese getting her first meeting with Alicia Thomas. That's going to be I want to see how Angel Reese is going to deal with Alicia Thomas. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Because I don't know if Angel Reese ever met anybody like Alicia Thomas. I'm just going to let you know right now. I don't think she ever met nobody like Alicia Thomas. And the work she going to put her through. But if Angel Reese can withstand her, and then again, she might have a switch against the Warner Bummer, and that's could be even more dangerous. Ugh. I want to see the front court of Chicago. What is Teresa Witherspoon going to do when it comes to this front court, when it comes to Connecticut? Because remember, they got 3 pieces that is tough to deal with. And Brianna Jones already getting her with them, baby. She just scored 16 in the last game. So, Angel Reese, you might have to get some learning lessons tomorrow when the Connecticut Suns come walking in there. Just letting you know. I'm pulling for you. I like you, Angel Reese. I'm just letting you know if I'm being honest. you might be going to school when the Connecticut walk in that building because them three ladies on the Connecticut Sun, good luck. And after that, speaking of the defending champs, they don't like losing. Their next opponent is the Indiana Fever. So Aaliyah Boston prepared to meet up with Angel Wilson. 2 South Carolina Gamecocks going head to head, and I'm pretty sure Asia Wilson is not happy with that loss they just took, so they got to take it out on somebody. And then Caitlin Clark prepared to meet the champs. You got Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young licking their chops to get at you, just like everybody else is. But hey, it comes with the territory. When you're this popular, coming in as a rookie, and the spotlight is on you, the veteran's going to feel some type of way, and Ryan's going to say something about it. That's why you having a hard time right now. But you've been doing better. But now you get to meet the champs at the wrong time because they just coming off a loss. And if I know the champs like I do, yeah, good luck when y'all tip off at 9 p.m. tomorrow because they might put one up y'all behinds. Just giving you fair warning. Going from one team that's on fire to another team that's on fire. The Washington Mystics continue their West Coast road trip. This time they're going up to Seattle to take on the Seattle Storm. Can the Washington Mystics find any answers to get a W? Still in the early stage with the Storm new team. Skylar Diggins-Smith haven't found her rhythm yet. Inike Agumake, she just came back from an ankle injury. Jude Lloyd, the gold mama, she's going to do what she do. So that's just know that. She's going to do what she does. But can the Washington Mystics find any answer to get them their first dub of the season in Seattle? That's at 9 p.m. And then the final game, I believe that game is on MSNBC, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, if I looked at correctly, that did say MSN. And I do know if them logos say MSN, that is MSNBC. So, yeah, MSNBC got the Mystics and the Storm. I forgot what channel has the Fever and the Aces. Matter of fact, I can look it up. And then the final game the game that will not be televised on tomorrow will be the Dallas Wings at the Phoenix Mercury. Can anybody help Arika Ogunbowale? Because right now, the way Phoenix is looking without Brittany Griner, that's a sneaky, dangerous team all of a sudden. They doing this without Brittany Griner. They knocked the champs out in their own building. Okay. After they took one in opening night, they went back to Vegas, took them down. Now they just rolling. This was without Brittany Griner. So what are you gonna do with that? If you're the Dallas Wings, somebody go help Arike Ogunbowale, please. Because if not, the Phoenix Mercury gonna run you out. Because not only got to deal with Diana Taurasi, who's like almost everybody's go in the WNBA. Kalia Kappa has found her footing in Phoenix and is balling. Okay. Natasha Cloud is coming off a double-double with points and assists because she just faced her former team and went in on them. This Mercury team is coming. This Mercury team is trying to get back to where they used to be at. And they up to a good start with 3-1. So we'll just see how that goes. Oh, yeah, that Fever Ace game will be on NBA TV. So let me go through it again just to make sure you got it. So our 1 o'clock game, the Liberty and the Lynx will be at 1 p.m. on CBS. Chicago and Connecticut game will be on CBS Sports Network. The Fever and Aces are on NBA TV. And the Mystics and the Storm are on MSNBC. And obviously the Wings and Mercury will not be on televised television, unfortunately. And then we get to Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And on Sunday, we have 2 games on the docket. The Minnesota Lynx take the trip down to the ATL to take on the Atlanta Dream. That game, they don't have a TV provider for that game right now, so we don't know what channel that game is on or how you can watch that game. But 6 p.m., that should be an interesting one to feature Collier. Then going against Tina Charles, that should be an interesting matchup on the inside. Let's see if Miss Howard continue to be that domino effect that she has been ever since she came to the W. And then game 2 at 9 p.m., the Dallas Wings are out in LA to take on the LA Sparks. This is a matchup that I'm looking forward to this when it comes to Sunday. when a Rakita Jackson comes in off the bench, does she get to match up with Arike Ogumawale? And if so, how does that matchup go about? Now, they list Rakita Jackson as a forward, Arike Ogumawale as a guard, but we seen plenty of times when forward will take on the guard. I'm looking for to see Arike Ogumawale want to take on the challenge of guard and Rakita Jackson, because we're talking some dynamite players. Okay, now Rakita Jackson, once she gets more playing time, it's gonna be a problem because she's nothing but she's a bucket. I don't care what. If y'all haven't been watching, she is a bucket off the bench. That's why it's hard for the Sparks to play her like that, because Kia Nelson is a great point guard. Lacey Brown's a bucket too. So, and then you got Cameron Brick. What does Cameron Brick do against this Dallas Wings team? And she's still trying to find her footing on the offensive side. Defense is there. Hey, the long way for the Sparks was her making a block shot at the end of the game. So the defense is there. Just got to work on the offensive side. Okay. So that's it for the WNBA. So we're going to take our second break here. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into conference finals in the NBA.
The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Into the Net FC.
Kylian Mbappe just all of a sudden finally understood his role, and I think he finally understood that everything Kylian Mbappe has accomplished already, there is still a hell of a lot waiting for him in the future. Kylian Mbappe is only 24 years old. He has accomplished so much, and you know what? Kylian Mbappe has not even reached his prime. Finally seeing, the Marcus Rashford we have been hoping for such a long time, But, this game, after everything Manchester United has been, doing lately, this was actually the ultimate test, to see if Manchester United, honestly was all of a sudden for real.
I explained this. The United States, maybe they have to suffer this loss as a lesson to learn to prepare for the future. Because 4 years from now, the World Cup is in not one, not two, but three countries. The United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Into the Net FC is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and #1 destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Lids.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Bobby J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shooting Lights Out. And I'm going to give you some programming note at the end of the show. But I'll do that at the end, just to let you know what's going on and keep y'all informed. Now that we got the WNBA out the way, we got our news and notes out the way, it's time to talk NBA. It is Conference Championship. The Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Final. The goal is to be on the court June 6th for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. First up, let's start in the East. The Eastern Conference Finals exclusively on the networks of ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC. And we had 2 games in Boston, and Boston defended both games, okay? Just to let you know, there's 2-0 Boston. But let's break it down game by game. Game 1. Oh, my goodness. 133-128 win for the Boston Celtics. And there's a lot of people that said Boston shouldn't even have won this game. And you know what? I agree with you. Indiana choked it away in 10 seconds. Literally, choked it away in 10 seconds. He couldn't get the ball inbound. That started the whole thing. And then got to give Jaylen Brown credit. That's a hell of a shot he made in that corner. Pascal was all over him. Like, when you say defend the three-point, that's how you want to defend the three-point. Like, he does not have a clear vision at that bucket. It goes in, we go into overtime, and then Boston takes over from there. So, yes, Indiana choked game 1 away. Indiana should be going home with a 1-1 split. Instead, they lost game 1. And it's a great performance. Tyrese Halliburton gave you 25 points with 10 dimes. You got 23 and 10 boards from Miles Turner. You got 24 from Spicy P with 12 rebounds. 3 guys on the Indiana Pacers with double-doubles. 3 of them. And you still lost the game. Jason Turner with 36 points with 12 boards. Drew Holiday with 28 points, 7 boards, 8 assists. Jaylen Brown, 25, 7 and 5. I mean, when you have 3 guys that get you double-doubles, you shouldn't lose the game. 3 guys got you double-doubles if you're the Indiana Pacers, and you still lost the game. There's no word color, but a choke job. So that was game 1. See, some sense Indiana shot better from them from the field and shot better than the Boston Celtics from the three-point line. And shot better than percentage-wise from the free throw, but when you give the Celtics 20, 30 free throws, that's problematic. Can't give the Celtics free throws. You just can't. And it can't be said, like, how come one of Indiana only got 10 free throws? That's a good question. I'm not here to argue against the referees on this one, but that is a legit question to ask. Why is there 20 different free throws for the Celtics and then the Indiana Pacers? That's a legit question to ask. But we go to game 2. In game 2, after halftime, Indiana didn't have it. They just didn't have it. And plus, they lost Tyrese Halliburton with the left hamstring injury. And those of you who are just joining me, The word is that his status is uncertain, which is not a good thing if you're a Pacers fan. The left hamstring injury for Tyler Heidenberg is leaving Game 3 status up for grabs. Usually when it's up for grabs, it's not a good thing because they have no idea how this hamstring is going to go. And if you ever had a hamstring injury, you know that thing can happen at any given moment. So they're going to need Tyrese Halliburton as they head home down 0-2 in the East Finals. And despite him going down with 10 points with 8 dimes, nobody else helped out Spicy P because Spicy P gave you 28 with 5 boards. And, Neesmith 9 points, Turner 8 points. Nemhart did do 16, but you're going against a team that Jaylen Brown, who has dropped 40 in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. 40 from Jaylen Brown. You got 23 from Derrick White and Jason Tatum. You got 15 and 10 dimes from Drew Holiday. I get it. Your best player, the face of the franchise, went down, but somebody got to step up. Nobody on Indiana stepped up outside of Pascal Siakam to help load the game. So now you're going home down 0-2. This is where I normally come in and say, the only thing Boston has did was defend the home court. Usually I would say that. But the fact that Tyrese Halliburton is in question, just defend the home court doesn't do it right now. Because if Tyrese Halliburton has to miss Game 3, that could be problematic. If he has to miss Game 4, that could be very problematic because another news, those of you who were with me earlier, that Game 4 is where the Boston Celtics are targeting Kristaps Porzingis to return. So not knowing as of right now where Tyrese Halliburton is going to be at when it comes to Game 3 tomorrow, that's a big, huge, alarming question going into Game 3. See, the shooting percentages, Boston shot better on this one, and they won. As you can tell, those of you who watch the game know that Boston was in control. And even though the score looks pretty decent, we all know Boston was pretty much in control, and Indiana didn't have no answer when it came to Game 2. By the way, first time the Celtics won a Game 2 this whole damn postseason. Thanks for defending home court both games for once. You didn't have that low and get blown out like you did against Miami and Cleveland. Thank you for that. But now we get to Game 3, and Game 3 is up in the air. Right now, it is a 7.5 to 6.5 point favorite for the Boston Celtics. That could change if we get word on the status of Tyrese Halliburton. It could go down if he plays. It could go up if he doesn't play. That injury, as of right now, is the biggest question of the conference finals. Because if they don't have Tyrese Halliburton, it could be night Irene, Indiana in the conference finals against the Boston Celtics, who are pretty much halfway to getting back to the NBA finals. That was the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's head out west to the Western Conference Final exclusively on TNT. In Game 1, it was the dynamic duo of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic as they took the 108-105 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Anthony Edwards learned what it means to call a certain person out, asking for a certain challenge, and that person gives you that challenge. Because Kyrie Irving came out in the first half and put Anthony Edwards to work. Kyrie Irving finished with 30 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I think Anthony Edwards learned how great Kyrie Irving really is. Firsthand. You called for Kyrie Irving, Kyrie came out there and gave it to you. And I'm about to give it to you. He gave it to you. Kyrie was not playing in Game 1. He came out and gave it to you. That was the first half. Second half, you met Luka Magic. 33 points with 8 assists and 6 rebounds. So the duo of Kyrie and Luka, 63 points of the 108 with 11 boards and 12 dimes. This is the next step up for you, Anthony Edwards. You only gave me 19 points. You did give me 8 downs. You did give me 11 boards, so I'm not going to harp on you on that. At 6 for 16 shooting, that 5 for 12 shooting from 3. I'm going to credit that to Kyrie Irving because he put you to work on the offensive end. And you had to figure out, what am I doing here? You met Uncle Drew in game 1. Uncle Drew came to Minnesota and put you to work. Just letting you know, Ant-Man. Just letting you know. Uncle Drew came into Minnesota ready for the smoke. Karl Anthony Towns, 16 points, 6 for 20 from the field. They ain't gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it, Karl. It's not. Cat, it's not gonna cut it. You gotta be better. You got to be better. Okay, you and Ant-Man, y'all have to combine to match what Luka and Kyrie's gonna do. Because you're not gonna stop them two. You're just not. There's no stopping Kyrie and Luka. You're not going to stop them two. But you're going to have to match them somehow, some way. You're going to have to. Jaden McDaniels leading all scorers with 24 points. I have no problem. Jaden McDaniels has been consistent these whole playoffs. But we are in the conference finals. When you get to the conference finals, you need your stars to be stars. Karl Anthony Towns failed. Anthony Edwards failed in game 1. It's only game 1. But now, game 2, which is tonight, needs to be a better tandem of Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert, he has to get you 12 or 7 boards. Mike Conley, he's not looking to score. He's looking to be a facilitator of a floor general right now. So y'all, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, y'all gonna have to step up. Nas Reed played good off the bench. I forgot what I think he had like 16 points. Nas Reed showing why he was named the 6th man of the year. I'll give him that. But we are talking about the Western Conference Finals. The star players for one team put the other star players from another team in a blender. And they didn't know what to do. It's all good, though. Karl Anthony Towns, first time being in the postseason like this. Anthony Edwards, in his 3rd year, I believe, 2nd or 3rd year, got his team to the Western Conference Finals for the first time. I get it. There's some young thoroughbreds here. But when you bring it up, when you ask for the smoke, you're going to get the smoke and you need to respond. So Nas Reed, 15 points, 5 boards, 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3. So Nas Reed doing his part. We need Anthony Edwards. We need Karl Anthony Towns to do their part as the focal points of the Minnesota Timberwolves because Luka and Kyrie came out and made a statement. Y'all asked for it. Here we are. How you going to respond if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? See, the shooting percentage is 49, almost 49.5% for the Mavericks, 24% from 3. It didn't even matter how you shot from 3 because you dominate on it. You dominate from 2-point range. And you was 6 for 17 from the free throw line. See, when you make your free throws, ladies and gentlemen, when you make your free throws, makes a difference in postseason. So you got to make your free throws. You see that? You see Minnesota that's at 61%, 11 for 18 from the free throw line. And you look at Dallas, who is the road team, by the way, 16 for 17 from the line. You see the difference. You see how much free throws make. Free throws are huge in postseason basketball. Huge. You got to hit them, or things can go awry for the other team. Game 2 is tonight, 8:30 TNT, and then Game 3 down in Dallas will be 2 days from now. That will be on Sunday. Okay, so you got the Eastern Conference Finals one day, then the next day is the Western Conference Finals. It's going to be like this till June 6th when the NBA Finals are set. So mark your calendars for June 6th, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. That's what it is. I didn't put the entire NBA Finals schedule on here on this one, but if you just look at it, it's already up. You can look on the NBA out or the ESPN out. Games 1 is June 6th of the NBA Finals. So we got you ready for this weekend. Here's my people who would like to bet. We have the Timberwolves as a 5.5 home favorite over the Mavericks on this one. See, can the Minnesota Timberwolves make some adjustment? Make sure this series heads to Dallas tied 1-1 and not 2-0 Dallas way going to Dallas. They don't want to be in the situation that they put Denver in when they had to travel and try to make it back home with a 2-2 split. Get the 1-1 split here, and then work your way to get a game down in Dallas. It's the best case scenario for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Because if you're down 2 against the Mavericks, you have a hard task of trying to win both games in Dallas instead of just winning one in Dallas. All right. So that's going to do it for Shooting Lights Out for this episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. As you see down on the ticker, you can subscribe to Shooting Lights Out on where you can find podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Also, if you're looking for any sports gear, you got Lids, who has free U.S. shipping with orders over $24. And also, one of the most highest online spots to shop when it comes to sports is Fanatics. And also, if you want a free trial, you want to give it Paramount Plus to catch you some WNBA games, or maybe you want to catch the Charles Schwab golf tournament or any other sporting event that's going on, you can get a free trial with our link on Paramount Plus. That's in the show notes. So thank y'all for tuning in. Programming note. All right, because I know it's Memorial Weekend, and at the same time, it's also a tough time for me considering it's a birthday coming up that of a person that I truly miss, and my best friend. So if I am able to do Shooting Lights Out on Monday to recap the weekend, then y'all will see me Monday night also for Monarchs of Wrestling. Now, either way, there will be a Monarchs of Wrestling show going on because I made some calls to make sure that show is going on because it's a big weekend of wrestling. It's a big weekend in wrestling, so cannot miss out that show. But depending on how I feel Monday, if I'm able to, get it together, do Shooting Lights Out for Monday instead of Wednesday, I will be on Monarchs of Wrestling. So if I'm able to go Monday, y'all will see me here around 3 o'clock Monday. Okay? 3 o'clock Monday for Shooting Lights Out if I'm able to do it. And then 6:30 p.m. for Monarchs of Wrestling. So I will keep y'all updated on what it's going to be like. If I don't do a show Monday, I'll be doing it Wednesday. Same time, 3 o'clock. So I will keep y'all updated on what's going to happen by the time Monday gets here and what it's going to be. But until then, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Memorial Day weekend. Remember those who put their lives on the line to make this country what it is today. Even though it's not perfect, it's still a country that we live in, that we have freedom to do stuff like this, podcasting, talk sports, do whatever the things that we love doing. So y'all enjoy your Memorial holiday weekend, and I will see y'all next week for more Shooting Lights Out. Deuces.
You've done great, but you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the floor. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. This has been Shooting Lights Out.